Alright guys, I think we are live, we are streaming, and I have excellent condition. Excellent. So that being said, I'm going to scoot my couch over. I don't know why my microphone is in the way here. I must have moved the table or something. Stand by. You get to see my walls now. Alright, that's a little better. Alright guys, I know I'm starting late tonight. I am very sorry for that. I try to be respectful of people's time. Long story short, I tried to cram too much in today and there just wasn't enough hours in the day. So here I was, you know, at the last minute trying to put the stream together, hand jam a quick thumbnail, and it took a good 30 minutes to do that. So again, I apologize. Okay, and just to make sure my stream is actually functioning. Alright, well, I'm giving folks about 5 minutes here to join the stream. I will be right back. Alright, making sure my ringer was off there. It was not, so I'm glad I looked at that. Alright, folks. Let's see, we're about 3-4 minutes in. This is going to be a big video tonight. This farm takes, you know, some time to construct, so this might end up being part 1, just heads up. I'm going to try to kind of plow through it quickly. I really just want to do one floor, because once you've got the blueprint for one floor, you can make 2 more floors. But I wouldn't go beyond that, because it really starts bogging the game down. As a matter of fact, my son's having trouble in his game on the Switch, even going into my site. His game's crashed a few times now. Alright, where are we? This is close enough. Okay guys, so I need to get used to the buttons. I've been playing Switch for 2 days. A and B buttons are backwards, and now I'm back on the Xbox. So this is going to be comedy here off and on as I go trying to push buttons and get this right. But anyway, long story short guys, this is a real big build. And I know, you're probably looking at this and your head is probably spinning thinking about metal plating already. And in case you have no idea what I'm talking about, you will. But I have a workaround. I finally found a good system to keep up with the metal plating demand, so you can knock one of these out in relatively, you know, short amount of time. So before I get into the actual build, since I've still got a couple of minutes here, and I don't think folks thought I was coming anymore because I'm about 45 minutes late. But maybe if I warp around a little bit, that'll give folks a moment to realize I actually made it on tonight. And it's noisy, guys. I'm sorry, I cannot shut that graphic off. Oh, excuse me. Dinner. The whole time I was jamming keys here, I was eating. Alright, so I'm actually going to take you to step 1. This is the first site you got to get going. And guys, luckily these sites are relatively abundant. And I usually find rusted metal on like moons or just dead planets with no atmosphere. 9 times out of 10 I find rusted metal that way. Now, of course, if it's like a lush moon or something, you know, or a pristine or whatever they call that, paradise moon, that's not the kind of moon I'm talking about. It's the ones where you can use your jetpack and almost fly up into space. So if you're in low G on a moon, chances are pretty good you're going to find rusted metal. Okay, I think I actually named the base Rusted Metal. I did name the base Rusted Metal. Go me. Now this base is not uploaded. Oh, I totally forgot something. I wanted to take you guys to my other base, and I think this was Sunny Family. Forgive me if I've got that wrong. But thank you, Sunny Family, for teaching me how to look up the glimpse using a camera. I've never paid attention to that in camera mode. I'm usually trying to clear some ridiculous quest or something. So yeah, thank you so much for teaching me that. I did play with that a bit. So what I actually meant to do before I got into this was go to that base and show you that glimpse address. So I'm going to do that right now before I get into this, or I can just do this now since I'm here and then I won't have to travel back. Okay, so you might be wondering why all the rusted metal. You saw the silos, folks. It's going to start making a lot of sense here real soon. So I've got enough storage here for, a stack. Well, it's about a stack and a quarter per silo. So what I did was I have all these segregated, so these do not fuse. And this is the secret to my success now in the gold farm, guys. This is how you can really get that crazy number I showed you on the thumbnail there and in the title, which might be exactly why you opened up the video here. So yeah, it's about 5 stacks worth of rusted metal. That should be more than enough for now, but just in case I need any more, I've got the same amount down below. You might be wondering why these are spaced all funny, guys. I'm going to get to that here in just a moment. Nanite Farm 2. That was the one I think I was playing with the other night. So yeah, I'll show you guys a real quick lymph address for those of you that asked. And my son actually tried this and it worked. So, assuming you've got the glimpse needed to actually access and dial in the planet, you will actually be able to visit the planet. And my bases are fully uploaded. So the way you see it on YouTube here should be the way you see it in your own game. Okay, so into camera mode. And there it is, guys, on the bottom left of the screen, and I'll try to find a darker background for you there so it really comes through better. But yeah, very bottom left of the screen, there's your glimpse address. You guys can, pause the video here if need be. And you might be wondering, well, what do you do with that? Okay, if you're new to the game, these are not an early game solution. However, there are videos out there of YouTubers who set up bases to where you can just kind of warp around to the different bases and collect all the glimpses. I really wish I could tell you off the top of my head which one that was, but me and my son found different ones, so there's many out there. Just find one, use one, get the glimpse needed, And you are in business. Okay, wow, I just got mentally sidetracked there. I was thinking about hitting another base, but now I can't remember why. Or which base. I'm sure it'll come to me. Oh, Glimpse Portal. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys the Glimpse Portal real quick. Wow. I can't believe I brain dumped that in a matter of like 10.5 seconds. Situation normal, folks. Situation normal. Alright, so I just happened to build a base here, and I marked it and uploaded it. This way folks could find it easily if they ever wound up in the system and needed a quick one. But yeah, this is the Glimpse Portal, guys. So you can actually get those maps from the cartographer on the space stations, and you can look for the ancient alien ruins, and just keep, you know, you probably have to buy a stack of 10 of them, or maybe even more, but just keep trying to open those from your inventory. And at some point you're going to get a monolith. If you get a monolith, you scored. Go to the monolith, interact with the monolith, and it will direct you to one of these. And then, you know, you're free to put a base marker down, whatever you need to do to remember how to get back. So anyway, basically what you would do is you would dial in the deal here. Now, when you first interact with these things, you're absolutely going to have to, like, put a whole bunch of mats in. It's going to be like, you know, broken technology in your starship or something. So you're going to have to put a bunch of dummy materials in there. It's usually pretty repetitive. I remember it was like cobalt, you know, sodium, just common stuff, carbon, etc. So anyway, once you go out and get your glimpse, like I mentioned earlier, you just dial in the address. You push, you know, the buttons in the row. They'll start showing up across the screen. And you are right as rain. Alright, but we're not here to talk about glimpses and portals. We are here to talk about making 600 units per day. Real time, unfortunately, not No Man's Sky time. But that's a lot of money. Now you might be asking, why do I need 600 million units every day? Well, if you want to upgrade your Starship inventory, that gets super expensive. 75 million a pop. So yeah, it goes fast, guys. It goes super fast. And what I actually want to do is get back to my gold site. I don't want to build up here more because it's already overburdened, as I mentioned earlier. And that's because I put a lot of extra builds in there. You know, I try to make it fancy. So what I probably should do is go back through, delete a lot of the builds that are no longer necessary, get rid of some of the decor, and that might help a little bit with that, locking folks' game up. But another reason I want to go back here is so I can also give you this planet's address. So I kind of felt like I had to talk about glimpses and portals there momentarily. Okay, so once again, camera mode. And there is this planet's address, just in case you are interested. There it is, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much a long intro here. So I'm going to go ahead and get my nugget out of the screen so we can get to some actual gameplay here. So folks, I'm glad you joined me. Thank you so much. Let's get into this. Welcome back, folks. Level Up Royal here with you once again. And guys, this time we're building gold farms. Or I should say a gold farm. I'm going to show you how to maximize the site so you can make 600 million units every 24 hours. Over 600 million units. So with that said, guys, you're probably already thinking, wow, rusted metal, and ferrite dust, and metal plating, and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. I get it. I'm going to show you a real quick way to make sure you've always got the resources flowing, so you can kind of continue your build site and not have to worry about going out to buy a bunch of metal plating, ruin all your inventory, all that fun stuff. So guys, the very first thing we're going to have to do, and you're going to have to unlock technology for your multi-tool, and I will show you that real quick. So you're going to have to go to your friendly neighborhood anomaly, and you're going to have to unlock a scanner or a visor survey device. There it is. So you'll have to talk to the multi-tool guy in the anomaly there. I think it's about 500 nanites. It might be cheaper than that. I really can't remember. It's been a while since I've bought mine. Go ahead and install that bad boy, and you now will notice you've got an extra toy here in your deal. So it's actually showing me the S site I'm already at, so of course I don't want to go back to that. So what I'm actually going to do is get in my starship and go far away. This is not going to be Kansas anymore. Actually, I'm going to use a hovercraft because... well, just because I might need the hover ability. I don't know why. What I'll probably end up doing is getting an animal and just flying around on that instead of using starships anyway. But yeah, I definitely need to get far away from where we're at. And guys, a lot of this is just completely random. I've had good luck on this planet though. Out of the 3 gold sites I have here, I found 2 S sites. It's not always that way. Sometimes, I find these planets and I find them right away. And then I won't see another one 4 days. And then I'll have to settle for, an A or a B site. But, yeah, that's a thing. So just, it really is luck of the draw sometimes. So what I like to do is just get out, kind of across the planet somewhere. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get up and skip Atmo here. I want to really travel a good quarter way around the globe or so. Get very, very far away from that S site. That ought to do. And touchdown. So, getting back to the survey devices, I am going to get out that animal. Let's see, I think I like Nazamatiri or whatever his name is. Her name is. I'm not really sure. Maybe it doesn't identify. I always like to start off on good terms with my animals. And let's ride. I am going to change my view for y'all, and it helps me too when I'm flying. It's hard for me in this view to really know what I'm doing. So yeah, let's go into third person here. And let's go ahead and recharge so, you don't have to watch me suffocate and take damage for no reason. So yeah, what I like to do here, guys, is just go into that mode, and it looks like I got a C spot. Scratch that. So I'm going to go the other direction, and I'm just going to boogie. I'm going to get away from there. I don't want no C sites. Now, if you want to make over 600 million units a day, you're going to need that S site. If you use an A site, you're still going to be pushing pretty close to 600 million a day, So, me personally, I probably wouldn't stub my nose at an A site. But, given the time it takes to put these sites together, and the resources, I would recommend just look for that S site. But, if you're just, if hours and hours and hours are going by and it's just not happening for you, go ahead and go for the A site. At some point, it kind of takes away from game enjoyment when you're just getting frustrated. And again, the A site, that'll pay, it'll be a good enough payday. In other words, it'll be well worth the time it takes to put the site up there. Okay, I'm awful close here. So thank you, Nazamatiri. And let's see exactly how close I am. Okay, now it might not be gold. There are more than one, metals here on this planet. Nothing's more disheartening when you finally find that S site and it's not gold. Okay, so this one is garbage. Let's move on to the next. I really hope this doesn't kill my whole stream tonight. I wasn't even thinking ahead. I probably should have found the site first and then shown you on the back end how I found it. I'm so smart. In hindsight. Alright, so let's go away from our starship. I want to make some ground here. So yeah, you're really going to be covering some ground, guys, which is why I recommend use your starship or use an animal. A lot of people like the exocrafts, but guys, are not for me. To me, it's just super tedious getting into the vehicle, getting out the vehicle. Where did I leave the vehicle? Summon the vehicle. It's like, ugh. The animal, it's always there. All I have to do is look up, you know, feed it, pat it, whatever, if it needs it. And I'm moving again. It's kind of like my favorite wheels, so to speak. Not only that, flying around is kind of cool. Matter of fact, I should go to the planet I got this flyer at, now that I know how to give you guys a freaking planet address. Again, thank you, Sunny family. That was freaking huge. But yeah, if you guys are interested in this animal, let me know in the comments. And I'll definitely make it a point in a future stream to stream by there. Yeah. Words were all backwards. Yeah, I'll be sure and stop by that planet there, take a quick snapshot of that address for you. Alright, we found a sea site. That is no bueno. Nobody wants a sea site. No touchy. And then again, it depends on what you want to do. You know, when it comes to gold, and you're going to be putting some time into this build, you want an A, preferably an S site. But, you know, if you just need a digger or two, you know, just a couple, just something that... Ooh, check that out, guys. On these weird planets, you'll see a lot of these question marks. And that's actually a base decoration. And you can see them through your deal here. There's actually two right freaking next to each other, which is awesome. So I'm going to take a moment and scoop those up. But yeah, you can actually put these down in your bases as long as you have them in your inventory. Unfortunately, I haven't found a blueprint for these yet. So it's not like once you find one, you can just build a bunch. Sadly, you have to go around and find them if you want to keep placing them. But yeah, they're super cool. In fact, I've got one of those in that base I just took you to show you the address at. Come here, Nezamatiri. Ooh. You need some love. Hey, Kathy, what is up? Not quite sure how long you've been there. Sorry about that. I'm getting super shiny rocked here, and I did not see the flicker down below there. So glad you could join me tonight. Thank you. Alright, folks, what were we looking at? An S site. Yeah, nobody wants an S site. Okay, and not only that, guys, these things move. Like, I am really covering some ground here. Again, getting back to the exo vehicles, you know, that costs a lot of nanites, you know, to unlock the technologies for them. Not to mention, they have a lot of the real, like... I don't know what the right word is. More obscure type of mats, you know, materials, whatever. And for me, I played with the exo vehicles. Don't get me wrong. You know, I gave them some time. I gave them some effort. It just wasn't for me. I'm not knocking them, though. You know, a lot of people love them. So what I would say is just do what works for you. But given an option, I'm going animal every time. I even prefer this over my starship for this type of stuff. The only bad thing I found with the flyers in this game, I don't think they really recognize water. So if you're on a planet with a lot of deep, you know, oceans, lakes, etc., a lot of deep water, and you're trying to transverse that water, you know, with the flyers, a lot of times they still want to scale the landscape under the water. So they'll dip down just low enough and it'll knock you off the ride. Super freaking frustrating. So word of warning, stay away from water. I did not mean to do that. Okay, we got a sea site. Garbage. Wow, guys. This is brutal. Like I said, I had really good luck before. S site, bam. A site, bam. S site, bam. I was like, oh, best planet ever. Now I can't even find a gold site. So honestly, if this is going to turn into like a 2-hour process, what I'm going to do is just break off. I'm going to go back to my A site, and I'm actually going to build that one up. I can tear that whole thing down. It's not going to hurt my feelings one bit. And I might just, you know, build that site up properly. At least I know that one will yield a good payday. I do not have that one built up, by the way. I put a few different systems down there, yes. But it is nowhere near to the, excuse me, extent I just showed you. I'm not sure if that's the same seaside or not, but wow, I'm just having terrible luck here today. Everything's been seaside. Actually, I did find that one A site, but that was not... Oh, those are navigation datas, by the way. And you can usually see these on your visor as well. 1 star yellow. And I can go through some navigation data, guys. Like, when I really want charts, I just buy them all. And I'm like, where did that stack of navigation data go that I've been carrying around for no reason? Oh, yeah, I bought something. So, yeah, that being said, where is my flyer? Ooh, A site. Let's see what we're working with. If this is gold, I'm going to tag it. And then I'm going to spend a few more minutes looking for that S site. If I don't find it, we'll call it good enough at the A site. Oh, this one might be on a cliff side. Those are real tricky to pinpoint. You have to usually use your flattener or something. Yep, case in point. Well... yeah. Come on, baby. Show me the money. Copper. Unbelievable. Alright, well... maybe I need to go to a different part of the planet. I am not feeling this region right now. Normally, if I'm having this much bad luck, I just usually get my starship and fly somewhere random. And I did it the exact same way. I got on my animal, I flew around, S-site. Like, but of course now I'm live, and it's just not working out that way. Okay, I'm heading toward my starship now. I really don't want to do that. And I try to stick to certain landmarkers. Like, there's a nice big planet right there. Let's call that not Neptune. So maybe I'll just keep a mental, mental map of where that not Neptune planet is. And I'll just keep trying to go that way. Ooh, check this out. Every chance you get, guys, get that sodium. I cannot stress that enough. You're going to be going through some sodium in this game. In fact, I usually farm the sodium nitrate when I see it, because you can craft that back into sodium. I just haven't been taking the time to do that lately, and I really should be. Yeah, I love having this. Okay, where's not Neptune? And I like how the animals talk to you. Apparently, our suit speaks insect, which is pretty cool. It's kind of funny because you have to decipher like each and every freaking word of the three, the Korvax and all that. Oh, but we can speak animal, no problem. Okay, I'll take it. No Man's Sky is probably watching right now going, oh, we should totally make more languages for the animals. I mean, I'd be okay with that. Seaside garbage. Okay, I'm going to keep going toward not Neptune. If I find another garbage site, I'm just going to get the starship and we're going to try another approach.
Life support power low. Technology recharge.
Nuttin'. I'm not sure I've been in a cave on this planet yet. I'm not sure I've even seen a cave on this planet yet. But there one be. No nearby hotspot. B site, I really don't want to put the effort into a B site. So come on, not Neptune. Papa needs a new S site. Well, yeah, if I'm going to be spending all this time looking around, God, I feel like we're just killing the stream here doing this and not actually building anything. I really should have thought ahead on this one. I apologize, folks. I mean, yeah, I wanted to show this process, but not like a 2-hour process. Finding a lot of dead space here too, like no nearby hotspot. So I might just be on the wrong side of the moon. More navigation data. But I'm not here for that. I'm going to try to stick to the actual, no kidding, like what we're doing here. I just want to see where I'm at on the planet here. I'm going to head a little further north toward the equator. See, I'll be getting to my starship here in just a moment. C site. Well, that just made that decision real easy. Alright, head north, to the north. To the North Pole. I don't like my views being obstructed, so I tend to fly upside down when I'm planet shopping. This way you can still see the surface of the planet real good, you know. And 99% of the starships in this game, unfortunately, block out a lot of your lower view. I really wish there was a tech thing that we could buy and install that would get rid of that and make it, you know, like clear. That would be cool. Because I really don't like flying upside down, if I'm being honest. I'll get up in the atmosphere a little bit better. That'll cover more ground. Hey, did I just find some mountains? The Game Channel! Hey, what is going on? Good to see you again. Yeah, awesome. I think the last time I saw you was probably on a Lego video or something. I honestly don't even remember. It's been a minute. I took a bit of a break there. Alright, let's see what we've got. No nearby hotspot. We're already off to a great start. Didn't mean to spawn that thing in like 1,000 meters away. Alright, and we go for a nice gentle ride in the breeze. Wow. might have to get off the animal and do the rain dance here or something. Like, this is bad. Thanks for asking. I'm actually playing on the Xbox right now. But I do believe this is one of those games that can be played on anything. I think my son is going to try putting it on PC, so I'll let you know how that goes. If and when the day comes. But yeah, unfortunately, the Switch doesn't have the multiplayer feature right now, even though a lot of internet sources say it does. I actually called Nintendo because I was so confused, like why it wasn't working. They were like, oh no, sorry, that doesn't have multiplayer. So I don't know if they're working on it. I just kind of brain dumped it at that point. A site. Okay, now we might be onto something. Come on, baby, show me the money. They did not show me the money. Wow, this is really bad, guys. So that said, I'm just going to go ahead and go to the A site I mentioned, and we're just going to tear down what I do have there, and I'm going to show you guys this whole kit and caboodle from ground up. Just realized I left my flyer there. Luckily they don't die or anything. Actually, that A site might not be on this world. That might be another world. It's another world. Wow, I'm off kilter here. I forgot I had 2 separate planets running with gold. Okay, well, before I, start over on another planet, I'm going to try one more spot here. Just to see if by luck I land on an S site. Yep, I called up Nintendo. I was like, because me and my son were trying to play together, like, and we couldn't figure it out, so I called their tech support. I was like, hi, I don't know how to do this. And it took them a while to figure it out too. They were like, oh, by the way, this doesn't work anyway. So that ended that little phone call. Freaking C site. Wow. Okay, I'll give this a couple of minutes. If it's not working out, I'll just jump planets. And we need to get to building, guys. It's been 40 minutes. Wow. So that means I've been flying around on this animal probably for a good half an hour now. Yeah, this just isn't working out for me tonight. I am having some really bad luck. But like I said, guys, this can be a 5-minute process, or this can be a 3 or 4 hour process. The S sites really are quite rare, even on planets where they seem to be more abundant. It's probably like 1 out of every 10 or something that you'll actually get a good S site. Wow, sea site. Is that not Neptune? I don't even know where I am anymore. This is like the third time I've had to recharge my life support. Seaside, golly! They are killing me with these sea sites tonight. Alright. I am DUN done. We're jumping planets. My son had a similar experience, by the way. He lands on a planet, you know, he's got his survey device, and he's like, okay, I'm going to go, you know, try to find a site. Very first site, S site, bam! And then, like, 2 months go by, and he can't find another one, so that was kind of funny. I might be too close to the other fleet. Alright, stand by. Really, guys? The game knows I want to get out of here. What the heck? Oh, maybe I'm on the wrong system for it. No? We're good. That was weird. Thank you for asking, Game Channel. So I actually just posted a new stream schedule on my community tab on my YouTube page. So let's see here. Just going off memory here, this might not be right. I know for sure TOTK is Saturdays and Sundays. Saturday 5 p.m., Sunday 11 a.m. And that's give or take an hour or two, guys. It's a very loose schedule right now. And then let's see, No Man's Sky Sunday nights at 5. And let's see here. I think the only one I have scheduled besides that is Wednesdays at 9 p.m. And that's because I have a Bible study that evening. So yeah, about 9 p.m. unless that's not going or whatever, I don't go. You know, I could jump on earlier, but that's going to be Lego Fortnite, and it's mostly going to be build tutorials. Point in fact, I'm actually working on the monorail stuff right now on Legos. And then, you know, I can just jump on for any old random stream any other time, really. Yeah, I'm also playing like Genshin Impact, you know, that can be totally random. I really want to get Subnautica started. Like, I've been talking about Subnautica for a hot minute now. But that's going to be a full playthrough, so... You know, No Man's Sky and this other stuff I'm doing like Legos, it's just build tutorials and things of that nature, you know, they're quickies. It's not a big, long, drawn-out game. But wow, Subnautica? I want to play that game, the whole game. Get you guys through it, you know, do the proper walkthrough. And then, yeah, that Genshin Impact, I'm really having fun learning that game. It's not going to be, you know, a proper walkthrough. It's not going to be like an expert walkthrough. I literally just turned the game on and hit stream. And I was like, well, let's see what happens. And it's been a lot of fun. Alright, guys, I will... B-site. Okay, we're already looking a little better. Man, them S-site or C-sites were killing me. Alright, Nazamatiri, let's do this. Start off on good terms. We are friends. And away we go. Ah, I'm his bestie. The thing is always calling me suit thing or suit person. I think it's kind of funny. Whoever came up with that deserves a beer. Oh, and the cool thing about the animals is you don't have to crank forward on that left joystick. The animal just kind of does that on its own. All I really have to do is occasionally push the right joystick in for the sprint. And it looks like I got caught up on something there. And then, of course, to steer. But yeah, you don't have to crank forward on it. It's just always going forward. Very odd planets. I have never found gold on a normal looking planet. It has always been one of these weird fractured somethings or others. And honestly, I've already got an A site, so I'm just going to fly around for a few and see if I can find an S site. Because like I said, if you really want to be over that 600 mil a day, you really have to have the S site. But just for building purposes here, I might just settle for that A site like I keep saying. And thought maybe I'd give this 5 or 10 minutes and hope for the best. B. Okay, so I just went from A to B. That's no bueno. Yeah, honestly, I'm really not feeling this anymore. Let's just go ahead and get back to our... I'll try one more here, and whatever that is. If it's not an S site, we're going back to the A site. So now you guys can see how this can easily turn into a 3-hour or more process. Okay, that's a B site. So that was the flip of the coin. Fate has spoken. It'll finally be build time here. Yeah, you're right on that there, Game Channel. Yeah, I probably forgot to put Central Time in there, but I'm definitely Central Time. I probably need to get out of planetary airspace a little further. You can see I got a lot of builds here on this world. Wait a minute, that's wait, where's my A site? Did I already look right at it? I might have already looked right at that. Tee. Whoopsie. Almost crashed into my build. Begin with the view. Making things difficult. Alright guys, so again, I didn't put a lot of time and effort into this one because I already had S sites to build up at. So that city now, again, it's not going to pain me to... Whoops, what is happening? It is not going to pain me to tear this down by any means. So while I work on that, I'm actually going to leave the power farm up just because, but I will show you guys how I put everything down and like what my numbers are for all of this. And since these machines already did the work, I might as well go ahead and collect my gold. Oopsie. What, I can't pull the gold out unless there's a digger connected? Apparently I can't pull the gold out unless there's a digger connected. Okay, well that's news to me. Oops, that is not the droid I'm looking for. And these are all separate networks, by the way. I'm going to show you guys how to get that. If there's a trick to that. And that's how I can really maximize these sites, because you notice every single one of those silos are collectible. Alright, go ahead and try that again, shall we? Okay, I'm probably going to run out of inventory real quick here. Picking all this stuff up. Now the bottom one, this is the way I used to do these, and again guys, they used to yield a lot better. So when I started playing again here more recently and the yields just weren't coming, I knew something was wrong. But these farms used to produce real good, and they just don't do that anymore. You know, 2,000 an hour is really garbage for as many digging machines as I have down right now. So, yeah, again, they just used to yield so much better, and it really doesn't make it worth your time anymore to put all these diggers down in one network. And again, that's getting back to the reason. They just really dumbed down the amount of actual, no kidding, you know, multiple machines. It's like, after the second one, it just drastically drops, which they always used to drop, but not that bad. Like, you know, you'd put 3 down and you'd get like an extra 100 and something for a while. And then after you dropped, you know, so many down, you know, it might go down to 100 or 50 or something, but it was still worthwhile to build a big farm. Yeah, not anymore. Alright guys, so starting at a nice fresh site here, and I kind of got a head start because of all the, you know, pre-stuffs. But basically what you're going to do is exactly what I showed you riding around on my animal there. You want to get that thing out, and you want to find the hot spot. And guys, you want to really try to pinpoint the hot spot. So I'm going to have to back out of view here. Actually, no, I'm already in proper view. So then what I want to do is try to find the 80 mark, or whatever it is. If you're at an S site, that's going to be 100. So try to walk around until you find that 100%. But the best an A site's going to be able to do is an 80%. So you notice I was kind of walking back and forth there, and it topped off at 70. So now once I hit that high number, then I go left and right and see if the number goes up, down, you know, and then adjust accordingly. So it's going back down now. See, I'm getting real close to that 80. Up, 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 up. Okay, I got 77. Come on, Poppy. 79. 79 is close enough, honestly. It's very rare you're going to actually get the right number. But honestly, if you're within 1% like that, it's close enough. So now what I'm going to do is look at my own 2 feet, and I'm going to pinpoint a wooden build there. And I like to use wood because, you know, carbon is abundant. Not only that, it's got the grid lines on them. So, that's going to be important here. I'm going to show you guys that in a minute. Yeah, look right down at my feet, and right in the middle of where my feet are standing, I find the magic pixel there. And then I back off and I just put the wood piece down right there on that magic pixel. Pow! And orientation doesn't matter too much. We don't need a ton of wood builds. Whoops. I hate that feature. We just need, you know, about 9 square. And these should go down pretty quick and easy. And this is important for spacing. So now you can see we got like a tic-tac-toe board here. And guys, that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to put 12 completely individual and separated, what do they call it? A network down right here. Now, folks, I mentioned you're going to need metal plating. Metal plating is going to be coming out every orifice for it's going to be happening in your dreams. It's going to be bad. So basically, what I'm going to do here is put down a whole bunch of refiners. And guys, use the medium and large refiners. Reason being, you know, if you put down the minis, you're just going to be dumping a bunch of carbon into them, and that's just not going to be super helpful anymore. So, you know, these are worth the specs to unlock. You know, just go ahead and cough up the funds, get these suckers unlocked, because ideally you're going to want all 5 running here for you, so that the production of ferrite can keep up with your need for metal plating. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, guys, you might be wondering why I needed all that rusted metal. This is where it matters, right freaking here. So yeah, just go ahead and toss, 79, give me a break. I can't actually get rid of that, that's okay. So yeah, just go ahead and throw a stack in there, go ahead and let her rip. And guys, just rinse, lather, and repeat, get all your machines filled up here. Now I've got a ton of metal plating already on me, and again, I have a head start here because of tearing down half the base here. But, yeah, assuming you don't have that head start, this is going to be a nightmare. Okay, so down to my rusted metal. Looks like I only got a couple of stacks left, which is not ideal, so I'll start splitting them just so I can keep production speed high. Again, you know, all 5 machines running, that's pretty much going to be... The ferrite's going to be coming just in time, you know, for your next need. Or right thereabouts. Whoops. What the heck just happened there? Okay, did I get all 5 machines filled? I'm tripping. Yeah, they're all running. Okay, well, I brain farted there somewhere. So another great thing about this system with the rusted metal, for one, the sites are easy to find and, you know, easy to build. You don't need a ton of machinery there. But look at that ferrite. That ferrite does just come in, so it's double. So if you have, you know, 10,000 rusted metal, you've got 20,000 ferrite dust. Now that might sound like a lot, and you might be thinking, wow, you don't need all those machines. But guys, I'm telling you, the metal plating, it's going to go, and it's going to go fast. So anyway, that said, it doesn't matter. This one I kind of dug underground a little bit, but honestly, you can go above ground, underground. You can build a tower. It doesn't really matter, but you're going to want 3 full solid floors. So what I like to do is put 12 systems on each floor for a total of 3 floors. That's 36 total systems or networks. Let's see here. Actually, Game Channel, I'm in St. Louis, so yeah, same state. And I do actually frequent Kansas City. I have some friends out that way. Alright guys, now, first rule of building in No Man's Sky, first person. Because the building will drive you batty in this game. So now remember, right in the middle of this wooden plank should be my sweet spot. And guys, it might not be perfect, you know, it might be a couple inches left or right, but honestly it's close enough. You don't need to stress too much about that. The main point is to have the majority of the site more or less centered with the sweet spot there in that hot spot, and it will be. So now what I like to do is put down a quad in the middle. That's going to be 4, and then 2, like so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I do a quad in the middle, isometrical, and then the other ones kind of go off in a plus pattern. And I know that's probably getting really confusing, so I'm going to shut up now and just start building. And I like to look at this the same way for all builds. So now what I want to do is I'm going to marry up the diggers 2 at a time, guys. They work best in pairs, because as soon as you attach a third one to that network, the value drops. So I just kind of figured out, okay, well, if you space them all out properly and stick to pairs, there's no drop in value with any system, any machine, so on and so forth. So anyway, what I'm going to do here is come in just a little bit toward me. So I'm not actually going to put my cursor right smack dab on the middle of that deal there. I'm actually going to come in a little bit and to the left a little bit. So, you know, picture this corner, and I'm going to come diagonal with my cursor to about this point where these two deals are. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a real rough guideline there, so that, you know, things aren't overlapping and everything's going to work out for you. Okay, so you're going to actually want to overlap these two machines now. They are going to be the best of friends. They are going to be inseparable. And this is important, folks. You got to maximize the use of the space we have. So go ahead and hook those up. And we're going to do the exact same thing all the way around the corners here, all the way around the world. So now that might actually be too close, unfortunately. Let me go ahead and place this. You need to be able to stand in between the two and kind of bounce back and forth between them, just like this. So I don't know. I'm bouncing, but it's not a lot of wiggle room. This might be okay. Sadly, you won't really know until you turn this stuff on. So it's actually probably good that I have the electrical stuff already put down, because I can just wire these real quick. Wrong buttons. I can just wire these real quick and you know, turn them on and see what's going on here. Perfect. I'm going to be deleting these again. This is not permanent. This is just a test. So now how do we know whether or not if they fused? They're pushing 500 an hour. And guys, if I was at an S site, these would be over 500 an hour. So you can see, you know, S site versus A site, you're not losing a ton of gold there an hour. Yes, it's noticeable, but it's not so bad. I would just arbitrarily skip an A site, especially if I'm having bad luck finding that S site. So again, you know, the S site versus the A site, I would just go ahead and you know, think about it in those terms. So this is about 550 an hour, you know, versus, or 450 an hour versus, you know, more like 500 an hour with an actual S site. So guys, these are spaced perfectly. I am good to go. I'm going to go ahead and shut the machines off for now, just so we don't have to listen to that stupid noise. And I'm going to do the exact same thing now on the other deal. Try to get that lined up about the same way. Oh, that is way too far left. I just saw that through the wood there. Okay, make sure I've got some bouncing room in here. Okay, that should be good. And I take a little bit of time to place these right, because if one of the feet like aren't right and it's just sticking out just a little too far, like 1 pixel, it'll completely fuse to a nearby system or network. And then again, all that stuff drops. So yeah, this is a little bit tedious, unfortunately. Just bear with me here, we'll get through it. And I always check the systems, guys, because again, you know, you don't want to go through all this trouble and build them all and then find out later you need to go back through and break half of them apart because they're all just too close together. Okay, what do we got? Yep, we're in the 400s. Perfect. Now, guys, if these had actually fused to another network, the number would probably be cut in half. It would say like 200 an hour or something like that. So that's all you have to do. Look no further. We are right as rain. And you can see I'm still on this 9 pad here, so it's perfect. Okay, guys, now you can actually make this more than 12, but again, you know, the site starts bogging down. The game has real trouble running the place. Not only that, when you start getting out this far away, the outliers just don't really pull in the resources very good anymore. So this is why I like that plus pattern, because remember, the hotspot's in the middle of this piece of wood here. So I like to put my 2 pairs here, 2 pairs here, and then I follow suit to make kind of like a giant plus symbol across this tic-tac-toe board. And now you can come in about halfway. So if you're looking at these little buttons in these wooden planks, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So center point is number 3 there. So, you know, same type of thought process. I'm going to try to center the pair over this line, and I'm going to try to get them on this spot. Again, just to kind of keep everything as close as possible, really maximize the site here. And that might actually be too close. I felt like I was backed up against those other machines too much, so I might have the button wrong there. It might be another one forward. My bad. Let me retry that. So it might only be 2 buttons in. Yeah, that looks more appropriate. Oh yeah, now I got some bounce in a room. Okay, yeah, we're good to go. That should be golden. Huh, no pun intended. What is going on with my build mechanic there? Now notice I'm not connecting all of these, I'm only connecting the pairs, and that's by design, folks. That keeps the system separated. And these outliers, I don't mind, you know, I can test these later. I'm just going to go ahead and get them built for now. Same type of deal, guys, 2 buttons in. Actually, no, this one is 1 button in, because these stick out a little bit further going this way than the other way. So to the sides, 2 buttons in are too close. So yeah, we're going to go 1 button in here to the left slightly. Exactly the same type of party. Just like so. Okay, this should start speeding up a little bit now. Now I'm getting my groove. The Emperor's New Groove. Awesome freaking movie, by the way. Okay, again, I'm coming back 2 buttons now because I'm going the other way. Make sure I've still got that bouncing around room, and I do. Okay, and then another pair here. And then 1 button in to finalize things on this side. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Alright, really speeding things up now. Okay, and before we test, we've got to connect the pairs. I'm going to go around and do that just quickly here. And then I need a break. I'm going to take a quick 5 and catch up on chat here. Water the horses, so to speak, because my mouth is super dry. Okay, it looks like all my pairs are squared away. Golden. Go ahead and wire up everything we just put down. Now you guys can see why I only want to do 1 floor in the tutorial here. It is going to take us some time to put these heights together. And that's assuming you've got all the mats. So yeah. We are just doing 1 floor here today. But honestly, all the floors are the same, and I will show you how to do a secondary floor. You know, I'm not going to leave you hanging here. I will show you how to construct that. And I'm a little OCD here, so apologies, but I want to make sure that's wired the way I want it to be wired. This also helps me to know what I've got, you know, when I go back into to try to find problems or whatnot. Okay, now we need to go to the inner core. And I like redundancy. I hate breaking something and then like half the block, you know, is lights out. Okay, so everything is now effectively wired and piped properly. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick test connect here. Make sure everything is independent. Okay, these are going to be a little lower because we're out a little bit further from hotspot. So 382 is right on the money here. 380s, yep, we're good to go. So these are all nice and independent, just like they should be. Nice. Now, if this was an S site, these would probably be a little over 400, you know, maybe 450 or so. Okay, good to go. Good to freaking go. Guys, normally I've got to delete some of these because they're fused. But, yeah, I got really freaking lucky today. So I actually put them all down right the first time. Go freaking us. So now you can see, you know, backing out exactly what we've got going on here. So yeah, that's floor one, guys. We got 12 systems here. These are all independent systems. Every pair is a system. So, you know, we got the 4 in the core, 8, or excuse me, 4 in the core, 6, 8, 10 on the other side there, and 12 on this side here. So 24 diggers all together on each floor. And guys, that's important because however many digging machines you have, you need 1 battery and 2 solar panels. And that still is not going to quite power the farm in a complete and full 24-hour cycle. It's going to shut off maybe about 30 minutes. You know, if you want to know what time it is in your game, just open up your deal there. And on the right side of the screen, you see local data current time. So it is just after midnight here for me on this planet, almost 1 in the morning. So, you know, it's a good way to gauge what time it is. You can always check your batteries, see how they're filling up. But anyway, the basic formula is 1 battery tube per machine, 2 solar panels. Now, I usually throw an extra few of each down, you know, just to make sure the machines stay on day and night. And they never turn off, so that's freaking awesome. Alright, guys, but again, talking break. I definitely need to water the horses. Alright, I hope you're enjoying it so far, and I'm so sorry it's taken this long to actually get to building here. I mean, I've done more in the past, like, 20 minutes than I did the first, like, 45 minutes of this whole video. So thank you so much for your patience. Anyway, let me catch up on comments here. I'm out of water. Not only that, I gotta go let some angry coffee out from earlier, so I will actually get up and do all that. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Sounds like you had a sticky mess. If it's the lemonade I'm thinking of and it was sweetened, that sounds like a party. And a gallon of it. Oh, the hits keep coming. Oh, Sunny Family, hey, thank you so much for making it. Glad you could join us here. Yeah, Sunny. You'll have money for days. You'll be pumping money out. You're going to have more than you're going to know what to do with. Unless you're getting Starship inventory. Then it's just going to go away fast. But, you know, you put 3 or 4 S sites up. You're going to have so much units coming in. I mean, I've only got 2. And I don't even feel like building a 3rd one. Like, I've already got the units I'm happy with. But, like, if you're really in a hurry to get that Starship inventory, you know, the more sites, the merrier. Alright guys, I'm going to take just about 2-minute break here. I will be right back. Alright, we are back. And there's that awesome noise I just love hearing every day. Why don't we go ahead and delete that electrical cord until we got the site finished up. Okay, so, you know... Actually, yeah, I'll get back to that in a minute. I still kind of need a break. And I will get my... Oh, standby. I actually wanted to do this with me in the picture. Buttons. So, yeah, the machines have stopped vibrating. You can see they're all standing still now. Oh, no, they're still moving. Okay, at some point they're going to stop. So if you see them, like, standing perfectly still and they're not moving around anymore, run over there, you know, get your ferrite dust out of there and reprocess. These stacks are going to last forever. This was the half a stack. So I'm going to take you guys to the machine now. That's like a full stack, and you can see what I mean by like a constant stream of ferrite dust coming in. So this one's already stopped. So you got to go ahead and scoop that up, you know, hit begin again, just keep it flowing, guys. Every chance you get, keep it flowing. And I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, but the main thing I want to show you is how to make that rusted metal and why this is so important. And why step one is absolutely that rusted metal farm. Because you're going to be sitting here, and you're going to be building metal plating all day. Whoops, I didn't mean to make freaking one of them. Just out of spite, I'm going to delete that. And you have to press that right, at least that's the way it is on the Xbox. You have to press that right bumper. That makes one. You can't make 50 at a time. You can't make 100 at a time. You make one at a time. You know, so I sit here doing this while I'm reading the news or something, and then, like, you know, 20 minutes later, I've got quite a lot crafted. And I usually just try to fill them up, guys. Fill my inventory completely up. Whatever it'll let me build, I build it. But as you can see, that's really killing that ferrite dust. You know, I've only got 71 built right now. That's only going to make 7 rows. It's 10 per container for the storage. So that's why I'm just sitting here, guys. I usually get up to about 200 and my finger gets tired. I take a break, I go build a bunch. I do this, you know, make it about another 200. But you can see that ferrite dust is just going away. I've already used a complete stack of ferrite dust. As a matter of fact, I think 200 is a stack of ferrite dust, which is probably why I stopped there. Because I'm an even numbers kind of guy. There it is, guys. Full stack, 200. So again, what was I saying? Sorry, guys, I got distracted there. So I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, I will get back to the building, and yeah, I've got a bunch of these things already, but I might still be crafting them anyway. We're gonna see how this goes. Oh, wow, Kathy. So this is literally perfect timing for you then. Good to know. Alright, so let's get into this, guys. Getting back to containers. Whoops. So basically you're going to need a little bit of real estate for this, but not too much. And, you know, I wouldn't go too fancy because, again, the site's already going to be kind of stressed. So, you know, any extra build that you don't need anymore, you can go ahead and feel free to rip those up. So now that I've done, you know, I'm done with the guide stone, so to speak, I will reclaim the carbon and leave less of a carbon footprint. Dun-dun-dun. I know y'all told me to stop telling jokes, and now I wish I had listened. Okay, but actually what I should have done, and it doesn't really matter because it doesn't have to be perfect, but I kind of use the same type of deal, you know, wooden planks. But if you want to line them up perfectly with your, you know, machines, because you're OCD like me, you might not want to pull those up just yet. You can actually start building off of those, you know, so it's lined up nice and pretty. So I'm just going to try to eyeball this. This would have been right about here, centered with those two pairs. give or take. So anyway, I like to go out about a full build past that, and notice what happens here with the ground. It goes away. So it's really awesome. You don't have to worry about, terrain. It's automated. It's automatic. Now, in a completely underground environment, it's not going to be tall enough, but it doesn't matter. The game will absolutely still let you place those builds. So, whoops, wrong machine. Okay, so we're going right for the supply depot, guys, and we have to space these out again because the system's confused. So again, I'm using these wood planks, yeah, for one, for automated digging. But two, it's more of a guidepost. So I'm going to use the rows here, the lines, and I'm going to try to line my cursor up with that. And they don't have to be perfect, and they don't have to be pretty. But they do need to be, again, that proper space from one another. Now you can probably squeeze these in a little bit closer. I have had some success with that. But I built a site, and I had them pretty close, and they were working. And I warped away, came back, and then they refused. So, I'm just sticking to this system because I know it works. And that's what I feel like I should show you all here today. Okay, so what I like to do is just kind of spam my trigger. And I know I don't have the screen going anywhere, but I'm sure you can hear that placement button going. So I like to back up just a little bit. You might have to kind of guesstimate, exactly where that line is, but I just like to kind of spam that trigger so that it drops as soon as it possibly can, and they're all nice and close together. So yeah, there's some overlap there once again, but that's okay. And guys, I'm going to put down 12. 12 per row, because in my mind I like to get a stack and a quarter. It's a nice and even number, and they're all the same. So every 4, it's 5 full stacks. So it's just mental, this way I know exactly what I've got. So let's see, I've got 4. Okay, so 5, 6. 7, 8. 9er. Whoopsie. Oh yeah, you might want to... kind of forgot how many wood builds I needed there. That is not the droid I'm looking for. Urgh! So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 for the stacks, and the 5th one is just the divider there. And I totally lost count of how many machines I've got. 2, 3, 4... 9er, that's right. I even said 9er. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If you're in just a little ways like I am, it'll still work out. Okay, and go ahead and wire those all up so you don't forget. Okay, now that felt like it was more than 12 canisters to me. I'm going to count these again. No, it's 12, alright. Alright. I'll take it. Take the win. And then we're going to connect this to one of the systems. So, you've got a lot of stuff going on right here right now. We've got multiple pairs, for the digging machines. And then we've got multiple canister systems for the storage. And guys, that's key because these confuse. And then it's like this never was. It's like they're all one again. So this is just as important a step as the aforementioned. Okay, again, using my line as a guide. And it's a good thing these don't have to be perfect, because I just like to get them built as quickly as I possibly can. Can. I'm building literal cans. And I know this is going to get real boring here real quick. So I'm not going to do all of it. I'm just going to do a couple so you can get a real good idea what I've got cooking. Okay, so now I'm going to go to this system. And then I'm going to go back to my wood builds here just to make sure, again, everything has got to be absolutely perfectly spaced. So use another block for another divider, and now we can go in on a completely separate set of wood builds. So remember to go 4 out to make sure you don't fall off. And I'm going to have to move these vaults around. And right back over to our canisters. Take a quick break here. I think I'm missing some comments. Oh, I am not. Awesome sauce. Alright, back to my canisters. Oh, I need to slow down my freaking left cursor. That thing is all over the place. It is like on a hair trigger. I'm probably better off doing it this way for now, just with view. Okay, is that 12? That's 12. Alright. Alright, I was kind of holding my breath for that one. Okay, so I'd like to stick to perimeter because it helps me keep track of, where I left off. I have a bad habit of accidentally connecting a system that's already connected. So this just really helps me to see, because, it gets real confusing. They go right through some of the machines. You really can't get around that. So, yeah. Okay, and while I'm actually already over here, go ahead and pick up another pair. Okay, and again, you're going to do this with all individual networks on nuts. I hate when that happens. Okay, so now we should have, just like I said, 12,500. And that's a good way to know if you counted right, Chad. I guess you could just open the things instead of me sitting there like a genius counting each individual one and taking up your time. And I continue to learn. Okay, so guys, the great thing about this, whether it's above ground, underground, is you can pull these wood builds right back up in reverse order. Because remember, if you're in a cave, you're going to lock yourself in. So, pull them back in reverse order, and that will let the dirt come back in and fill these right back in. So all you're going to see, voila. And this is how I go around and I collect my gold. So now I've only got 4 systems completely wired with storage. And remember, there's 12 systems here. So you're going to have, you're going to go 2 more over, and I'm just, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to trash my vaults. Why won't that break? Are you freaking kidding me right now? That is nowhere near my starship. Alright, so again, I'm not going to actually build these out. I just kind of want to show you what it's going to look like here. For a good visual point of reference. So essentially this would be half of the systems on one side of the cave, and then I would do the exact same thing over here. You know, get out that wood build, attach it to your 9x on the other side of the house, or you can actually go, you know, on this side. It really doesn't matter. However you want to do it, whatever layout you want, as long as you remember it needs to be a good plank away from one another all the way around. So then if I were to do, you know, 6 more on this side, I would basically, you know, have 6 and 6 all going away from the 12 pack is what I call it, of digging machines. So yeah, guys, I'm free to wire the builds now, you know, once you get all your storage in place. And I'll do that later on, you know, no reason to make you watch me do it. But I can at least get half of them storing in the meantime. Okay, so you might be wondering, how do you get up to... I hope you guys are hearing my voice okay over this graphic. I know it is just exceedingly loud. And I have some important things to say while those things are operating, unfortunately. Actually, I think it quiets down when I open it. Okay, so check it out, guys. Network extraction rate, 800. You know, I just like even numbers here. And this is an outlier. That is pretty freaking good. So at an S site, that would be closer to 1,000. It wouldn't quite be there on the outliers. You know, it'd probably be 900, you know, something. But again, just quick, you know, mental math. Say 1,000 per individual system, or I should say network. And the inner ones get even better. So, you know, if this was an S site, that would be right at 1,000, maybe even a little higher. But, you know, say 900 here at the B site or A site or whatever this is. I think it's an A site. Is it an A site? I can't even remember now. Yeah, it's an A site. Okay, so I just wanted to point out those differences because, again, it's worth your while to find the S site. But again, if you start hitting that frustration point and you've already found an A site, just go ahead and call it good enough, guys. So yeah, mental math. Again, you know, if you really want to push that 600 million units in a 24-hour period, guys, this is 12 hours worth of storage. So that's why I use 12 canisters here. You can see time until full 15. So normally, you know, it's going to be about 12 hours at an S site, maybe a little better than 12 hours. So, you know, if you're not going to be on the game twice a day to collect your gold and sell it, you might want to put 12 more canisters down, you know, keep going out. And that'll give you a good 24 hours worth of storage at an S site. But guys, again, that's metal plating. That's why whatever it's called, freaking rusted metal. That's why the rusted metal farm is so important, because you've got to get that iron ferrite flowing, or you're just going to be, you know, buying metal plating for days. So yeah, again, getting back to getting up to that money. So basically, this floor, the 12 systems, I'm going to duplicate that 2 more times. So, you know, I might dig down and put one underground underneath. Or I might just build a tower going up. And I said I would show you guys that just real quick. Now, this is another reason I really wish I didn't delete my 9x. Because I'd be able to build off this one more time. So let's just say, you know, one was still here where it's supposed to be before I deleted it. I don't know, that'd probably be right about there, you know, just rough eyeballing that. So yeah, what I would do then is I would build a wall piece to that. Pow! Actually, 2 wall pieces, my bad. And you see now I am up and above these digging machines, and that's what you want. So then you can start laying another 9x. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. I feel like I'm saying Bam Bam from the Flintstones. I'm probably really showing my age. Wow, I just said the Flintstones, guys. The Flintstones! Wow. I just had a lot of cartoon Saturdays flash through my brain. Saturday morning cartoons. Okay, so again, there's that 9x. So that's, you know, what it looked like down here at one point. So I'm just basically up a floor. And then if I just want to make a tower out of the deal, I'd do it one more time, you know, 2 more wall pieces. And 9 by up above again. And I'm not going to actually build the whole thing. I think you guys get the point. So yeah, digging machines go up there. Exactly the same pattern, guys. Just duplicate, you know, the very first floor, the exact way I showed you. You might find the sweet spot has moved just slightly, and that's usually okay. It's usually not a big problem. Just break out your survey device again, you know, find that 80, or, you know, as close as you can get to it, 79, whatever it may be. And it actually looks like I might be right in the middle of this wood build. I'm actually going to back out of view and take a quick peek. Actually, no, I'm quite a bit off. So yeah, center point here would be this button. I'm centered on this one, which is pretty freaking awesome. It makes it easier. Yeah, center point would be right here. So in this case, what I personally would do is I would put down a new, you guessed it, floor piece. And you guys, you can hit the down arrow and it goes to free build. So this is a very nice feature. It's not snapping anymore, so I can put that exactly where I want. And now I know exactly where my new centerpiece is for the new hotspot. So, you know, you might have to do that on each floor. You know, when you get up to the top here, you might have another 9 by center point. But yeah, I would just basically go back, you know, wood build, and then it should snap in to that center one you just put down. And it might be easier if you break the ones underneath it that these are now resting on. And there you have it, folks. That would be my new 9 by. So I'm just going to go ahead and reclaim all this carbon here. And now that you've seen the building process in its entirety, I will show you the power core. And what's really awesome is sometimes you can get really lucky. So something I should have said in the very beginning of the video, folks, I'm kind of smacking myself in the forehead right now, is before you put a base marker down, I'm going to try to find some wood and I'm going to knock on it. Before you put a base marker down, and I do it every time, I get excited. I put the base marker down. I build the site, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I totally forgot. I could have looked for electromagnetic. So there's this really awesome thing in this game. It's called an electromagnetic generator. And guys, this thing pumps out the power. It's so much better, so much faster than putting down tons and tons of batteries and tons of solar panels. It's awesome. But again, I always forget this. So anyway, what I normally do is I'll look for it in our handy dandy survey mode. And, you know, I'll see it, and then it's like too far away. It's outside of my base build limits, and I try to open build menu, and you can't build there. So a way around that is if, you know, you don't put the base site down yet. The good thing is once you find your hotspot, it keeps it marked. So just open your, you know, just your, what is that? The mineral deposit. You see it's showing up on my map there. You see it up above my head. And it's actually probably right here in front of me. I can run away from the side a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, you just saw it flash on my screen there. It's showing it down. I don't know why it's so low. How low can you go? It's like disappearing on me. Normally you can see it just from the regular visor. There it is. Okay. That's what I was looking for. So, you know, you don't lose the site. That's the good thing about it. Now, if you think you might, you know, get confused because you've got several already marked, feel free to put one of these save beacons down. You do not need to put a base marker down to place a save beacon. And that'll show you, you know, exactly where your site is. So then, the reason I'm going through the time to tell you all this, guys, I know it's a whole lot of dialogue here, and I apologize, but again, super important. Sometimes you can find other sites. You know, you might find other digging sites. You might find, you know, copper, something else that's super valuable. And guys, copper farm is also very important. When we start getting into the power structure, forgot how to open my build menu there. Solar panels, chromatic metal. Early game, the best thing to do is go find a quick copper site. because you're not going to have indium or some of the stronger stuff. You're going to have copper. So it's usually on the same planet, so it just works out. 9 times out of 10, if you have a gold planet, you've also got copper on the planet. But if you don't have it on that planet, guaranteed it's going to be somewhere in the solar system. So again, chromatic metal. So you're going to have to spend a whole bunch of copper to make chromatic metal. And again, when you're building 50 at a time, it's going to go super fast. Because you're going to need, let's see here, per system, you're going to need 4 of these. And, you're going to have 36 individual systems running. So yeah, it's a lot. I don't know what the math is on that, but it's a lot. So yeah, I usually put a nice copper farm down for no other reason than to make a whole bunch of chromatic metal for my solar panels. Not only that, the digging machines, they take chromatic metal. 100! Totally forgot to talk about this earlier on in the video. So yeah, chromatic metal, guys, you're absolutely going to need that copper farm. So anyway, getting back to electromagnetic sites. So, I don't have one nearby, so at Superset I can't exactly show you. But sometimes if you run out in different directions, still relatively close to your save beacon. So, that's kind of why I like the save beacon to be there, because I know exactly where I'm at and how far away from it is that I am, more importantly. You can't get out too far. Maybe 300 or 400 at most, It's iffy even at that range. But anyway, if you can, get real lucky and find another dig site or a gas site, which I've got one right. Ooh, freaking S site. Are you kidding me right now? Of course I'm going to go investigate that. I cannot believe that just happened, you guys. I spent 45 minutes, probably longer, trying to find an S site for gold. Couldn't even find an S site for nothing. And here I am with an S gas site. So, I guess you just got to take little victories. There we go. Let's see what we're cooking. Let's see what we got. Oxygen. Okay, I'll never have to craft oxygen again. So anyway, I'm not going to build here right now because I've already done all that. But gas, guys, it all works the same. Same type of mentality, and I can't build that because my crafting ship is not here right now. So yeah, the gas extractor works the same way, I clump them in pairs, everything's the same. And yeah, that's a beautiful thing for oxygen. So what I'm going to do is actually put down another save point and show you guys why this is important. So now I've got a save beacon here and a save beacon at my other area. So what I would do is I would put the base marker down right in between the two somewhere. So just do the math and try to find the center point. And I'm just kind of eyeballing this right now. But yeah, this is where the base marker goes, guys. This way you can connect everything. It's all at one base. It's all at one site. Whereas otherwise, like I said, that other deal would have been outside of your reach. And that's super important, especially if you can find a power point. And again, sometimes it's a little bit far away, so you have to make sure you put that base marker right in between your two save beacons to make sure you can put down the electromagnetic generators and actually be able to connect those with electrical wiring. Because if you have two separate bases, as I have found out, they will not connect. You're going to run this power cord like all the way over there, and then at some point it just won't let you connect it to the machines. And then you think you can outsmart the game, so then you run another wire from, the other base, like the machines, and then you try to connect it, and the game just will not allow it to happen. Okay, so I think I have covered the importance of base markers thoroughly enough. It is now time to move on to the power core, is what I call it. And guys, I'm not going to tear these up and rebuild them. But I will show you kind of how I mentally map out how many I need so I'm not just overbuilding. Or what's even worse is you have too much of one and not enough of the other and you can't figure out what you need. So on that note, what I do is I let the sun get close to going down. So again, you're going to have to pay real close attention to what time of day it is there on your scanner. And when it gets real close to evening, I start looking at my batteries. And at some point, the sun goes down low enough, the solar panels can't keep making the numbers go up. So guys, these can hold 45,000 each. So right before the sun goes down, those need to be full. If they're not, that tells you you need more solar panels. If they are full and the machines are still cutting off in the morning too early because there wasn't enough battery power, then that's how you know you need more batteries. Alright, so what I like to do, again, it's one battery per digging machine and 2 solar panels per digging machine. So you can already see, you know, if you have 36 individual systems going, that's... what's 36 doubled? 72. 72 freaking solar panels. So yeah, you're going to be putting down solar panels for days. So anyway, am I doing that math right? Hold on. 36 systems. Doubles to 72. I know I got that right. Okay, so now you're going to have to double that again for solar panels, guys. 72 is going to be the number for batteries. And it's even more than that, by the way. 72 just gets you close. So yeah, it's going to be 148 solar panels. So yeah, again, you're going to be placing these things for days. Now what I like to do is just kind of cram them in together, and I like to do it in tens. This way, if I lose count or whatever, I can just look at it real fast and I know what I got going. So you see I've got 5. Bam, 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 bam. And then I put 5 more right next to that. Bam, 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 bam. So I know by looking at this really quickly, I got 10, 20, 30. I got 40 batteries sitting here ready to rock and roll. Same thing with the solar panels, guys. You can see I got a little bit of a separator here. So what I did was I put 10 solar panels down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I went, 10 more. And again, I was just able to look at this real quick, and I knew I had 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 to go with my 40 batteries. So, do it however you want. That's just how I did it. And once again, guys, you can cram these things together. My starship isn't here. Stand by. So the reason I always have to have my starship nearby is this is what I call my crafting starship. And since I'm actually doing a building tutorial here, I think I should talk about this just real briefly. Guys, everything I use to craft, it's in the starship. Chromatic metal, pow, just all of it, everything. The ferrites, all the fun stuff, the looms, just everything. So anyway, yeah, that's why I call it my crafting starship. Okay, so getting back to guidelines and all that, I like to use the wooden floors once again. Just, kind of free put a few random ones down. It really doesn't matter too much because you're going to delete them anyway. It's just so you can see real quickly. For lining up purposes, because the elevations, even though it might be minor, it can really throw things off. So I like things to look pretty. I just realized I am in third person. That is an epic fail. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. It's just I spam that button, and wherever they go down, they go down. But, this will really speed up the process here at your build sites if you can just not care that much about it and just kind of get them in. You don't have to worry about fusing systems, by the way, when it comes to the electrical. As you can already see, all my electrical is pretty well crammed together. These are not all separate systems. They're all wired together, and they all power everything just fine. Okay, so yeah, you're going to do that with your solar panels. Just count them out as you drop them. Batteries, guys, same type of party. Now, if you want to place these, if you don't like them sideways like that, that's fine. Whoops. You can actually turn these around sideways, and they go in just a little bit cleaner, I think. So, you know, if I care about the looks, this is probably the way I'm going to put them down. Doggone it, I keep getting that last one in. So again, it just gets them nice and tight, you know, nice and compact. Keep them separate if you want, you know, if that's too confusing. I understand that also. Again, you know, do what works for you. Now guys, getting back to farms, you know, I said magnetized ferrite was going to be a problem. Or, excuse me, chromatic metal was going to be a problem, so you've got to have that copper site. So yeah, unfortunately you're going to need a few different sites going for you. So I have a copper site running, and I've got my rusted metal site going. One more site I've got going, guys, is a magnetized ferrite site. Ferrite site. That sounded funny saying that. Ferrite site. Say that 25 times fast. Anyway, so yeah, you can actually cook magnetized ferrite down into pure ferrite. I think I said that right. So yeah, magnetized ferrite, you're going to need a ton of that, and then the pure ferrite, you're going to need that for a ton of other stuff. So the magnetized ferrite digging site takes care of both of those needs. So I never run out, and when I do, I just, you know, go scoop up a quick stack. Actually, I think I got several stacks in storage here at any given time. And lucky for me, this one's actually in the same star system. See, I've got a little over a stack there. That's more than plenty. And then you can press on with life. So guys, I think I covered it pretty well. I'm going to take you to one of my gold sites now and show you what this looks like when it's all done and said and put together. And it looks like I might have been missing some dialogue here. Apologies, guys. I got on a roll there. Like, I felt like I needed to say it. It was one of those things I was thinking, God, I'm going to forget to say this, I'm going to forget to say that. And I was afraid to even look away. Cool beans! I love seeing that. Glyph. Ah, see, I always say words wrong. Thank you, Sunny family. And you know what's going to happen is it's going to be lymph for the rest of my life, no matter how hard I try. Going to log on. Okay, yeah, thanks for checking out the base, Sunny. I hope it was fun. Were you able to get all the loot? That's something I meant to ask someone who actually made it to the base. Were you able to actually open and keep all the loot stuff? Like the cobalt, like the plants, you know, was all that stuff lootable? And then, of course, all those fun, whatever they call them, the fabricator canisters that I put down, like that one and that one. Alright guys, so again, you know, getting back to what the storage site actually looks like when it's all done and said, this is my basement. And again, I pulled all of the wood builds out. So the cave was actually, you know, able to reform its wall. And in case you're wondering how I hollowed out this space, I used the flattener. The flattener takes away 2 complete floors worth of dirt. So, you know, I like a nice big open roof, but you don't need it. You know, you can just put the floor pieces down and keep them there. And that'll keep a space just big enough for you to walk around in. The dirt will just kind of chop off half of the digging machines, if you guys can visualize that. So yeah, I just basically pulled all the wood pieces back. And that's the wall I made with my my flattener on my multi-tool. And yeah, I just really like the basement feel. I like the underground feel. So, you know, I'm just kind of a nerd here. But I have another floor right above that on ground level. And I kind of did the same thing with the machines here, so I could, you know, keep everything nice and separate, walk around, you know, collect each system individually. And now this is an S site, so you guys can see the difference here in the numbers. So yeah, right around 500 in the centers. So I was real close on my estimates there earlier, about 475. So you're really not missing out on that much going to the A site. So yeah, there's the second floor, guys, and then last but not least, I got my roof level, but exactly the same type of deal. And I only went 9 up here because I was experimenting, but I didn't feel like I got that much more out of it, and when I tried to put outliers to those, they really started going down. So that's where I kind of decided 12 really was the way to go per floor, making a total of 36 individual systems. But same type of deal. I just kind of, did the canisters, and I really squeezed these close together. But I got to tell you guys, that was a challenge. Like, I was 1 pixel, and it was fused. So, like, I just bumped it over 1 little pixel, and then it was fine. And they've been fine ever since. And then there's all my storage on the above ground levels. Oh, and be careful doing this, too. I was having all sorts of fun. Making the pipes go different ways, looking all nice and cool and, awesome, and that's probably underground now, and I'm going to regret doing that. But anyway, long story short, I started getting really zaggedy with these things on the inside, and it started fusing systems. And I couldn't figure out why it was doing it, because I was trying to go out and away, so everything was away from other stuff, and it still kept fusing systems. So finally I just said, okay, you know what, never mind, it doesn't have to look pretty anymore. I'll just go out here, and do something out here, and that didn't cause a problem. So it only seemed to cause a problem when I was in the vicinity of all the machines in the storage units. But out here in the open, everything was fine. Alright, anyway, I think I've covered everything. I hope I've covered everything. If you guys are watching this and you're like, wait a minute, how do I do, something, please feel free to ask, and I'll give you a moment to chew on that. I'll come back online here with y'all. And wow, I have been talking for 2 straight hours. Can you see, like, the embers? Because that's what it feels like right now. But wow, it was a lot of information to cover. This is what I've been doing the last 2 months. Trial, error, experimenting. Ugh. So yeah, anyway. Alright, Game Channel. Thanks for joining. You're probably already long gone. It might have been a minute since you posted that, but I'm definitely appreciate you hanging out with us here tonight. Oh, thank you so much, Sonny. I'm glad you enjoyed the base. Yeah, actually, after the tutorial, I got a little shiny rocky and started building more, and I made the bridge, and... Yeah, well, I hope it was a nice surprise then. Where did I find the whale? I'm going to have to dig through my discoveries. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Actually, while we're chatting, I am going to warp to that planet. I do know what planet that is, because I have a base there for uranium or something or other. And I got to figure out where in the heck my travel gate is here. I'll know it when I see it. It was one of my earlier sites. It was for emerald. Cadmium, that's what it was. Yeah, because it was a like irradiated planet. And man, coolest creature I think I've ever found in the game. So yeah, I definitely want to give you guys that planet address just in case you're interested. But the flyers are tough to get. Once upon a time, you could get the flyers out of the sky. Just fly up there, get close enough, hold that button down, it would interact, and you'd be in business. I can't do it anymore, so I don't know. It's, it's been a few years, but something's definitely changed on that. I even tried building like scaffolding up high and let the flyers like come to me while I was just standing there. Still couldn't get them to interact with me. So anyway, these flyers, they were landing. And I was like, okay. So I ran over there real quick. I fed one. And please tell me I didn't lock myself into this cave base. Oh yeah, this is my cadmium, by the way. Might as well get it. Nah, actually, I don't need it. I've got vaults full of this stuff. Before I forget, I'll snap a quick photo. Okay, there it is, guys. Glymph pattern. Hopefully that's dark enough for you. Background, you can see it good. Give you a second to get a quick pause in. So yeah, anyway, I was just running around, you know, trying to find a site, and I saw a whole bunch of these flyers just landing. So of course, like I said, I ran over. I didn't have any pellets, so I had to craft pellets real quick, but they were down there a good while, and they were kind of coming and going, and I just scooped a couple up, and I have yet to find anything that cool since, or before for that matter. So yeah, this is the planet, and there they are, guys. And I think I renamed it Starfly or something. Yeah. I normally don't bother renaming my discoveries, but I was so awed. And it's fast, you know, it's reliable. It became my new favorite thing in the game. Alright, I am definitely nerding out on you all. I get giddy. So I think next time I get on stream, we're going to do some combat stuff. I really want to show you guys how to get these awesome starships. And, yeah. That's a lot of fun. Oh, gotcha. But it's good to know you could have gotten the cobalt. I was kind of wondering about that specifically, because the digging machines are actually outside of base range. I cheated. I used God mode when I was building. And, whoops, I'm not even in build mode yet. And I just, like, you know, used the camera to go to where the hot spot was, and I built them, and it actually let me do it, and it actually let me connect it. I was completely shocked. Because, you know, like I said, the electrical stuff wasn't working. So I was like, well, of course I can't, you know, I won't be able to connect it, but I tried it anyway, and there it was. So, but that was the element. I was like, well, you know, maybe it works for me, but will it really work when I upload the base? Like, will those machines actually make it into the upload? But it did, or you wouldn't have been able to access the cobalt, so that is freaking awesome. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I'm in the zone. I'm all dialed in here. I get excited, guys. I'm really into this game right now. Me and my son have been playing it, and we've just been having a lot of fun goofing off, you know. Well, for the most part, you know, we have our frustrations too, but still a lot of fun. Yeah, we can do a bridge tutorial. Abso-freaking-lutely. And thank you for asking, Sonny. I'd be happy to do the bridge. In case you guys are wondering what she's talking about, that very first base I took y'all to, what is that, my nanite base, I think that is?
Technology recharge.
Well, I'll tell you what, I won't spoil the surprise, but I will take you back to my gold base, because there's actually more to that base. And since we're just sitting here hanging out anyway, I'll show you the other side of that base. And again, getting back to, you know, having two separate bases, I couldn't connect it. Super frustrating. And the bad thing is I already have the site built. So if I wanted to fix it, I would have had to delete the base, which also deletes all your builds, by the way. And I was sitting there looking at this massive structure. I was like, nope, nope, no, no. Anyway, there was like an argument in my brain over that whole thing. But anyway, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Yeah, the giant whale, I'm going to have to do some digging into that, Sonny. I'll get back to you on that one. I'm probably going to have to spend a few hours going through my discoveries log to come up with it. So, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but yeah, I don't want to do that live here. Forgive me. Okay, so anyway, here's my other S gold site. I think I brought you guys here to try to find another site of the planet. And this one looks like a nightmare, guys. Again, this was my experimentation game. And this is where I actually discovered, you know, you could actually separate the networks. So yeah, I built a bridge here too, because again, I couldn't connect the bases. And there was actually a freaking power site here. Made me so mad. But it was just far enough outside the base, I just couldn't wire it to the digging machines here. So anyway, like I said, if I had done this right, I would have found this site and I would have been like, oh, check this out. There's a power site right by me. I would have gone over there. I would have put the base marker right in the middle here somewhere, which this tower is actually the middle point. See, I would have put the base, I would have claimed the base right over here where this giant tower is. And I would have had it all, guys. It all would have been under one roof. And it would have been awesome. But as it is now, you know, they're two separate bases. See, as a matter of fact, you can see the machines right freaking there. So these machines are now powering a grow house, and I'm not done here yet. But this is uploaded, so if you travel to that base, you'll have this base. Now again, buyer beware. If you have a switch, the game might crash. I think there's just too much too close. And there's no problem with my Xbox, but again, the Switch doesn't quite have the computing power. So, you know, getting back to experimenting, this being my experimentation game, I built this grow house because I wanted to compare money. I wanted to know how fast the units could come in. I wanted to know, okay, per hour, how many units can I pull in? So I was, you know, weighing this against my gold sites. Well, with the old gold site where I had all the digging machines, you know, all in one big cluster, all in one big network, it was no bueno. This was making just as much as that, believe it or not, these plants. So again, I was just weighing my options, seeing what worked, seeing what really didn't. But guys, I get super geeky with my builds, and I spent a whole day doing this bridge. I didn't care. Like, I was happy. It was fun. It's relaxing to me, even, you know, when the builds piss me off. And they don't want to go in, and I have to fly all over the freaking planet to get one magic pixel so I can place a build. At the end of the day, it's still a lot of fun. So yeah, Sonny, getting back to bridges. This started out the same, but it didn't look right having such a giant void in the middle. So the central column was born. And I'm not as happy with that, you know. I actually liked it better with just the shorter bridge. It was still fun to build. But anyway, I'll give you guys a quick tour since we're here. So yeah, anyway, if you go to the gold site to scoop up some gold, feel free. It's uploaded. It's for the taking. If, you know, somebody had already scooped that up right before you got there, feel free to come on over here and get some plants. They sell just as good. So what is this? Sec Venom, guys. Now, unfortunately, you can't just push a button somewhere and get them all at once. If there's a way to do that, I haven't figured it out yet. So if somebody out there is watching this and oh yeah, you can go buy this and install that and you can get them all at once. I need it! Because I'm telling you right now, I am sitting here for days just holding this button, walking around, you know, getting all these plants. And it's awesome because they sell. You know, you can really get some units for these plants, which is why I built the grow house in the first place. I actually get 7 million units per floor. And I've got 4 or 5 floors built, so that's what, 35 million units. Million! So, you know, every 3.5 hours you can come back through here and get these again and sell them again. That's how that hourly rate really starts counting. So if you want fast units, and you don't want to have to wait on the gold machines for 12 hours, you can put some plant farms down. And you can really make some units that way too. So anyway, I know I'm geeking out again on you here. I kind of found some planets that kind of resembled our solar system. And sadly, you need the flashlight on, which I don't understand, to actually see the holograms, which are light. But it's whatever. So I got Mercury, you know, Venus, Earth, Mars. Yeah, the whole 9, guys. They're all here. So again, giant nerd. Love my building in this game. This took some time. I'm going to show off my sky bridge for just a moment because this took some time. And there's actually 2 sky bridges, one right under the other, and they're in a like a helix pattern, I guess. So it's like DNA. But yeah, I'm just trying to, you know, find different cool ways to do stairs and different levels and stuff. Again, it's not done, but it is a work in progress, and every time I show a video, you'll probably see, you know, more and more built over here. Yeah, there it is, guys, from the outside. There's my sky bridges. I initially had just one, you know, straight square column. I was like, yeah, it's boring. And then, you know, like 25 hours later, these were born. So yeah, talk about frustrating building mechanics. That took super patience. That was on a whole nother level of patience. So anyway, getting back to the generators, guys, this is the way to go for the gold farms. If you just don't have a site close enough, you know, you'll have to go with the batteries and the solar panels. Pretty sure I'm out of water again. Yeah, thanks, Sunny. Super fun to build. Maybe I'll do tutorials for buildings at some point. I don't know if anyone's interested in this kind of thing, but I'd be happy to. So guys, I've been rambling long enough. I definitely need a break. Brains are starting to wind down. But I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of cool to be able to show you, too, what I've been doing these past couple of months with my break. Again, just enjoying some family time. It's been a blessing. So on that note, guys, I'm going to do my outro here. And of course, I'll switch back over and we'll say goodbye properly. Actually, I should probably be back over to the gold site for that, because at some point I'm going to do some edits. You know, I can probably do this video in 35 minutes or 45 minutes at most. It's kind of funny, this bridge is so long it doesn't even render in. And it's funny because the cables don't render in, but the building does. Super confused about that. So folks, I genuinely hope that helps you all out, and I definitely hope you enjoy that new and improved income flow. When you purchase Starship Storage, think of me. And if you enjoyed the video, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment. That is always appreciated. And until the next time, best of luck and happy digging. Alright guys, thanks again. Hope you all have an awesome week. And I don't know, if my son goes to bed early tonight and I'm just not tired, I might get back on for like that Starship thing, because that's a lot of fun, guys. It's just a real fun, like, I do it just for fun, to be honest. Just to see what I might get. I'm still looking for that S-Class. It has not happened yet. But we're going to get there. And you guys are so very welcome. Thanks again for hanging out tonight. It was a lot of fun. Until next time, guys. Peace. Oh, good to see I inspired someone there, Kathy. If you've never played the game, it's definitely worth it. Maybe, you know, get it on sale. I hate recommending people spend their hard-earned money, but, you know, 20 bucks, I feel comfortable enough saying, you know, it's worth buying on sale just to see if you might like it. All right, toodles. I just said toodles. I'm going to delete that.